Taylor Swift's story is not just about music. It is about power, survival, and what happens when a young woman learns how to turn rejection into control. Before the stadiums, before the headlines, and before the world argued about her every move, Taylor Swift was just a teenager with a dream bigger than the room she was standing in. She wanted more than a song on the radio. She wanted to be heard, remembered, and impossible to ignore. From the beginning, she understood something many artists learn too late. People do not only connect to talent, they connect to truth. While others were trying to sound polished, mysterious, or untouchable, Taylor built her voice around emotion. She wrote about heartbreak, insecurity, fantasy, betrayal, and hope in a way that made millions of listeners feel like she was telling their story too. That connection changed everything. She was no longer just another young singer trying to enter the industry. She became relatable, personal, and emotionally unforgettable. Her early rise was fast, but it was not random. She knew how to make people feel seen, and that became one of her greatest strengths. But success always comes with a price. The bigger Taylor Swift became, the more the world tried to reduce her. Critics called her calculated. Others dismissed her as too dramatic, too emotional, too visible, too successful. The same qualities that helped her rise were suddenly used against her. Then came the backlash. Public scrutiny intensified. Every friendship, every relationship, every lyric, every public appearance became material for judgment. The conversation was no longer only about music. It became about her image, her motives, and whether she deserved the level of fame she had reached. For many artists, that kind of pressure becomes the beginning of the end. The public turns cold, the media grows louder, and the person at the center of it all begins to disappear under the weight of constant attention. For a moment, it looked like that might happen to Taylor Swift, too. And that is what makes her story so fascinating. She did not disappear forever. She did not surrender. She did something far more dangerous. She adapted. Instead of begging to be understood, she rebuilt her identity. Instead of fighting every narrative one by one, she changed the entire frame. She took the version of herself that the world had attacked and transformed it into material, symbolism, strategy, and art. That was the turning point. Taylor Swift stopped being only a singer navigating fame. She became a creator in control of myth, image, timing, and public emotion. She learned how to move through controversy without being destroyed by it. She learned how to turn attacks into attention and attention into momentum. Her comeback was powerful not because it erased the past, but because it absorbed it. She did not return as someone untouched. She returned sharper, smarter, and more deliberate. What once looked like vulnerability became a weapon. What once looked like overexposure became dominance. And then came the larger transformation. Taylor Swift evolved from a successful artist into a cultural force. Her albums were no longer just releases, they became events. Her fan base was no longer just an audience, it became a movement. Her decisions no longer stayed inside the music industry, they spilled into fashion, media, business, and global conversation. What made her dangerous to underestimate was never only the music, it was her ability to narrate herself before others could define her. In a world that loves building women up just to tear them down, Taylor Swift figured out how to survive the cycle and then master it. That is why her story feels bigger than celebrity. It is a story about reinvention under pressure. It is about public humiliation turned into creative fuel. It is about understanding that revenge does not always look like anger. Sometimes revenge looks like growth, ownership, and becoming too powerful to erase. The rise made her famous, the fall made her stronger, and the revenge made her unforgettable. Taylor Swift did not win because the world was kind to her. She won because she learned how to turn the world's doubt into her own engine.
and that may be the most important reason her story continues to captivate millions.